What's good, y'all? This is Kyler with BC, so you could probably guess who I am. In this video, we're going to be looking at an interesting titled video called 15 Ways Governments Control Your Behavior with Genius Designs. I don't know what kind of designs they're talking about, but I know the government does control people. Not necessarily always with genius ideas, but just because they got power. But before we get into this, go down and hit that red subscribe button if you already haven't already. I always mess that up. I don't know, it's not important. It's just a pet peeve of mine. But go ahead and hit that. It ain't gonna hurt you, I promise. And it's free. And it'll help me out. But let's get into this, see what they got to say.
Governments have long tried to control the behavior of its people in various methods, but today's game often goes unnoticed and right beneath our noses.
You'll never know if there's an officer with him.
From entire worlds of aptly named hostile architecture to the power of colors on the human psyche, here are 15 ways governments control your behavior with genius designs. Watch yourself out there. Hostile architecture. It's unfortunate for a number of reasons, but this hiding in plain sight architecture serves many purposes. You probably never even noticed it. Recent years have revealed a movement of documenting and criticizing elements of society that they've dubbed hostile design, hostile architecture, or defensive design. It may sound like a joke, but it's one of those things that once you realize it exists, you'll start to see it everywhere. It's defined as design features implemented into city or towns which were constructed specifically to deter homeless people from sleeping in those locations. For this reason, it's been called reasonably anti-homeless architecture. Cool. Some are obvious and others are more subtle. Things like segmented benches, rocky sidewalks, and slanted benches are some of the better designs. Others are nightmare-inducing and obvious, like the huge spikes shooting up from the concrete or benches. Foliage is always a welcome sight in the concrete jungle of a city, but planters like these aren't always as nice as they appear. Oftentimes, that refreshing flash of green is an otherwise attempt to push homeless people away from the sheltered side of the street. You'll never look at your city or town the same again. Hey, did you know that if you smash the like button, subscribe, and click the notification bell, you're more likely to win the lottery? So what are you waiting for?
On my channel. So go ahead and do that.
3D crosswalk. Iceland is taking painting road signage to a whole new level. The country has many narrow roads and people often speed around tight corners and squeezes. With increasing population, the streets have become increasingly dangerous. From signs and lights to law enforcement personnel, everything has been attempted and nothing has worked. People got pulled over, sure, but it didn't solve the greater problem. They were forced to think outside the box. Art is a universal language of humans. We just don't understand how to grasp or even convey to the fullest. There's emotion, meaning, and natural law within art, even if humans can't directly observe what it means. With this in mind, Iceland started painting their zebra crosswalks where pedestrians cross busy roads to appear as if they were popping up from the ground. The illusion that giant blocks of stone are in the middle of the road has worked wonders for slowing speeders even after residents had grown accustomed to them.
That's
a sharp
decline
in accidents and personal injury has been enjoyed since their implementation.
And it's tight too. That's hella cool.
Cardboard cops. Who would have thunk that a few cardboard cops could slow traffic?
Smart,
a recent study into the effectiveness of cardboard police holding radar guns pointed outward has found the cutouts dramatically curb speeding when placed in the right direction. The academic study was conducted by SFU School of Criminology, who reported that one cardboard
Hope you're not leaving them in that same spot though, because if I see it one time and realize it's fake,
since implementation.
Next time
it also found it was most effective for the first few days, with it gradually becoming less effective until traffic returned to normal. Once the everyday commuters on that road understood that it was just a cardboard, people ignored it. By removing it and placing it in another location, a few miles up or down the road, the same result was found to be had. Again, this would rise over time, and in other words, it's a constant shuffling game for law enforcement for the cardboard cutouts to work. However, when a zone is experiencing a speed increase, or a seasonal event brings more traffic, they're the perfect substitute when manpower is needed elsewhere. The crosswalk placebo. All those millions of buttons at crosswalk posts, and none of them actually make any difference in what happens at the light. You heard right. All those times you stop at a street corner and smash that cross button, it won't make a lick of difference when that cross light comes on and goes off. That means pushing the buttons are absolutely useless. Thanks to some media investigations involving hundreds of crosswalk buttons and a stopwatch, they were revealed to all be phony. But why? Turns out it makes people feel safer when crossing busy roads if they have an act in initiating the process. It prepares them for what's about to transpire. If it stays red for 60 seconds and turns green for 23, even if you press that cross button, the timer on said execution will not change. Save yourself some hand sanitizer next time you're at a crosswalk and just wait for the system to do its thing.
Is that everywhere or just in a specific place?
The pink prison. Colors have long been known to evoke different moods and behaviors. Some can calm you down just as easy as some can tick you off. You might not be aware what color is affecting every little decision in its presence, but it can. Same goes for light. Some prisons have taken this theory and applied it in their facilities and outfits. Prisoners wear pink. The walls are pink. The food trays are pink. The floors are pink. Everything is pink. To understand why they chose pink, let's go through some common color emotional links. Red, for instance, has been shown to stimulate the appetite. Blue, on the other hand, does the opposite. After some scientists conducted a study that was able to show that certain shades of pink reduce aggression, it was famously or infamously used in prison cells to limit aggression on its population.
I bet you
it's
when
a
somebody
benign
gets
of
pissed
subtle
off, it don't matter,
or a
though.
psychological suppressant placed on unknowing populations. You can see where all the controversy started building up. Of all the years this notion was utilized in prisons, a specific pink called Baker Miller pink was born that's said to work better than the rest. Coughing billboard. Billboards have long been a marketing tactic for any number of industries, but these activities are taking it to a whole new level. We're fully in a new generation of technology, and billboards with this crazy tech. By equipping their billboard with smoke detectors and motion sensors, they're capable of marketing to a very specific group of people, specifically that of smokers in this instance. By placing the billboard in an area where many smokers typically smoke, they'll target exactly the people they're marketing to. As a smoker walks past the billboard or stands to use a nearby ashtray, the smoke detector within the billboard picks up the smoke and triggers a video of someone coughing. It then switches off and places quitting ads and truth fact bombs for their info. You'd be surprised of just how many smokers it draws the attention of when they're near the sign. The inventor reported a near 90% effectiveness observation of the billboard by the targeted audience of smokers. If they can do things like this, what other futuristic sensors will allow signs to see if we're angry or sad and sell us stuff for those times?
I guess
when
it'll
will
get
the line be
somebody's
crossed,
attention.
and who will determine that it's been committed? Social credit. China is arguably the largest country with watchdog technology tracking citizens' every movement of every day. They even went as far to give each citizen what the government calls a social credit rank. You heard right. Your everyday action throughout the city are monitored to such a degree that you're automatically ranked out of a score of 950. How amazing or horrible of a citizen are you? What in the world could such a system be used for? No one really knows except the Chinese government. Of course, they offer their lackluster answers and roundabout comments for its purpose, but what is it really used for? While no one knows, it surely can't be good, especially by giving citizens a score in such a manner. For the moment, they say it's merely to track everyone's spending habits and offer a score to help them. Others say it offers the government an inside look at their personal lives. They see what they purchase and can formulate a picture with it. Smart city. It sounds like it may be a long way off. But if you look at the facts, they're probably just around the corner. Companies like Google have already purchased vast amounts of land to construct their smart cities, and they've already begun. Bill Gates also purchased a mass swath of land in Arizona, plans to start his smart city in the near future. What is a smart city, and what will it entail? A smart city is said to be the pinnacle of technology, down to the infrastructure. Everything you can imagine in terms of sensors would be installed to mitigate infrastructure wear and tear. Free Wi-Fi across the entire city. Personalized results on your own smart devices while walking, and much, much more. To be fair, no one knows exactly what a smart city is and will entail because no one has yet to build one. Sure, many cities are getting many upgrades and can be considered a modern equivalent, but the smart cities of tomorrow are far superior in tech. These cities are built with technology in mind and thus will be a new breed of city all in its own. Their allure to most people was felled in the recent privacy issues plaguing the tech industry, bringing a halt to many of the projects in the works. Mosquito alarm. Believe it or not,
like
this alarm isn't to ward off a mosquito problem. It's meant to ward off a teenager problem. The aptly named Mosquito is a device described as teenage repellent for the company that makes it. It's a $1,150 device that emits an annoying, high-pitched audio tuned in a tone that only people age 13 to 25 can hear. Again, per the claims of the company that makes it, they say that as people age, their hearing naturally deteriorates and typically starts at around age 30. That means we indeed can hear more tones at a younger age, albeit so long as no serious damage has been caused in the past. That difference of tone is where this device finds its sweet spot and supposedly annoys the heck out of the teenagers almost as much as they annoy you. The device has stirred up all sorts of controversy, even going as far as saying it's breaching teenagers' human rights. Depending on the problem being faced is the factor that separates the justifiable from the trollish. Indestructible public toilet. Public toilets sure get the heck beaten out of them. Even if they were used the way they were supposed to be used, they'd still be rough for the wear. A company has sought to change this problem by creating the first ever indestructible public toilet. Of course, indestructible is a construct of the mind, but it really is hard to break. Come hurricane or cherry bomb, this toilet will stand and operate as it should, and with little maintenance required. The secret is in its design. The aptly dubbed Portland Loo was constructed with the purpose of deterring what has plagued public bathrooms for centuries: vandalism, crime, and deterioration. This amazing toilet was constructed of the longest lasting known materials to humans, and it looks good too. It's coated in stainless steel walls, making cleaning a breeze and vandalism near impossible, at least nothing that a quick coat of paint or a power wash can't fix. Though it's dubbed the Portland Loo, any city can order and have these delivered and dropped off on site. There's no reason public bathrooms have to be disgusting any longer with inventions like this on the market. Dummy cameras. CCTV cameras certainly seem to be turning up everywhere, but there are a fair share of dummy cameras in place as well. Dummy cameras are just as they sound, devices that look like cameras meant to deter rather than actually capture anything. While it seems like a silly idea at first, adding these systems to an already extensive security system makes telling them apart near impossible. Since you can't power and run required wiring to all the cameras on certain areas, dummy cameras are often opted for. The common intruder won't know exactly how CCTV systems work and be able to tell the difference, so the question posed is whether it's worth the risk to be captured on film or not. It goes without being said that if someone is opting for a dummy camera, one should dish out a few extra dollars to get that one that actually looks like a camera that works. There are some out there that look like they might have come from a children's spy toy kit. Extensive professional security systems often incorporate a plethora of dummies that are encased in the same housing as the real cameras. For those, there's no telling them apart, save for the knowledge of which one is real and not. Many argue the savings gained on this type isn't often worth the price. It's all subjective on the needs of the customer.
Streets,
fake buildings. Fake buildings are placed all over the world for various reasons. Some it's to draw tourism and even residents. Others it's to protect property values of surrounding homes from dropping because of unsightly infrastructure necessities. Heck, you can even find them in New York City. If you have a keen eye and know where to look, subway vents are required to be placed around the city. And instead of these giant, hideous tubes sticking out from the ground in the middle of a residential neighborhood, they instead construct these fake house shells to mask them. Heck, if your city has any type of underground transit, you're likely to find fake buildings like these scattered about somewhere. Yet another thing you'll never be able to unsee now that you know about it. Some of these facades match the intricate architecture of the area. The main idea is to match both looks and appeal of the surrounding area.
A fake building. So you can't walk into it?
Humans have long tried to control and create the weather. This may be the first time it's ever happened in the atmosphere. Dubai has come up with amazing drone technology that literally shocks clouds into producing rain. The project is part of a multi-million-dollar effort to challenge the scorching weather in the area and raise the scanty average of just 4 inches of rainfall a year. The country, one of the most arid on the planet, grapples with a heat wave that often sees pedestrians roast in temperatures of 122 degrees Fahrenheit, the nation's National Center of Meteorology has started trialing using these drone technologies just recently to incredible results. It's meant to help farmers and agriculture more than anything. The government has issued a statement saying that they aren't planning to take the tech toward full-scale weather manipulation, but rather local beneficial ones. If they can make a cloud or two rain, it shouldn't hurt. Should they use it to sweep up a typhoon? That might be a problem. The rain-making technology, dubbed cloud seeding, experts say the process is less harmful to the environment than any chemical or other means, and it's all natural. People should be excited at this technology as it allows the most arid of places on the planet to become even more sustainable, perhaps even indefinitely. So long as there are clouds in the sky, that is, and hopefully not acid-spitting ones.
Weather manipulation.
Governments have long tried to control the behavior of its citizens, but today's game offers a shadowy playing field. These behavior-altering designs often hide in plain sight.
We're going to stop it right there. As I said a little bit ago in the video, the ones that aren't interesting to me, I'm chopping out of here. So if there's a number or two skipped, that's why. Yeah, that was very interesting though. Like, I knew about a couple of those technologies already. A couple of them are messed up for real. But yeah, if you have not already, hit that subscribe button. It's going to help me out. And it's free. It's not going to hurt you. I promise. Hit that like button, as you already should have. And comment down below, which one is your favorite? Which one have you seen? And which one have you noticed? You don't have to answer all three of those questions, but is there something in here that you just recently noticed? Like that homeless deterioration? Like, that's messed up. But anyways, until next time, y'all, take it easy.